Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. With the level of insecurity and disunity in Nigeria, a lot of persons are wondering, would there truly be presidential or general election in 2023 with the level of outcry here and there, marginalization, groups crying and screaming that other groups seem to be more citizen than they are. And that brings us to a lot of persons who are beginning to talk about conspiracy theories, but one that meets the eyes and one couldn't look out without looking to it is the one being made by Dele Momodu of the Aviation magazine, and he has, should I call that classified information to share? You will find out in a moment, because he explained quite a lot of things that in the eyes of the mere citizen of Nigeria, it's like mere coincidence. But as time goes by, as events unfold, one begins to wonder, are there sinister moves? Well, we'll find out in a moment. But before we do that, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Quite a long read, but I'll be fast. Well, he started by saying, please forgive me because I'm about to indulge in some high-level conspiracy theories myself. These particular theories have risen above the realm of mere conjecture to attain the level of first faction and then reality, because of the many times they have been avowed and disavowed, and the blurring of falsehood, fake news, and truth that has thus been cautioned. By the time I'm done, I'm sure you will understand my predicament and appreciate my acute frustration, he said. Just as much as the allegations of massive corruption leveled against the Jonathan government, the other major reason he was sacked as president was despite of rising insecurity, insurgents, and banditry in most parts of the country. The abduction of young and innocent Chibok girls from their secondary school and the way they literally vamoosed from the surface of the earth was the last straw that broke the camel's back, and it obviously helped to quicken the downfall of that government at the polls. It was impossible not to view the government as irredeemably clueless. From that moment onwards, the hype and media frenzy generated by the incident and the blame and guilt led at the doorstep of the fallen, homeless, and doomed government was so huge that it soon became a global fade, with national and international celebrities and human rights activists falling over themselves to show solidarity for the plight of the girls and their helpless and hapless families. Today, I am now reasonably convinced that the entire melodrama was meticulously planned and masterfully executed in order for some people to paint President Goodluck Jonathan as pathetically incompetent and the reason his government must be sacked urgently. I confess to believing the full narrative at the time. Like most Nigerians, hence my almost fanatical support for Major General Muhammadu Buhari in the sad period of our nascent democracy, I wish to express my sincere apologies once again for believing that tales by moonlight and for being amongst those who plunged Nigeria into this unmitigated disaster from which we may not fully recover in decades to come unless God decides to deliver us miraculously. In 2015, when President Buhari assumed power, the insecurity was largely limited to the northeast around Borno Adamawa axis. Of course, there were kidnappings, militancy, and oil theft in the south and southeast, but these were not as bad as what was unfolding in the northeast. If at that time we thought that there was insecurity, it has certainly become child's play when compared to what obtains today. Those who stalked and found the embers of insecurity in the northeast for their nefarious political ends now realize that they have beaten more than they can chew. There is an Australian boomerang effect, and the plot and gambit has turned full circle. We are now in the situation where people are running with the hire and hunting with the hordes in order to curry the favor of the government, which seem to be shading the bandits, insurgents, and terrorists, and things are simply just falling apart. It is now so bad that nobody can tell the difference as to who is chasing who, because the bandits and the terrorists seem far better organized, disciplined, and equipped than the Nigerian military. As I write this, insurgents and bandits have circled Nigeria, while Boko Haram continues to wreak havoc with mathematical precision in its traditional domains in the north. In the northeast, other terrorists and and supporters of APC have emerged in the northwest, and they are bandits in nearly every zone. They operate with so much confidence and gusto. They dare the authorities to come after them, knowing each time that there is a clash, it is the Nigerian military that is worse off, which is nose proverbially bloodied. The latest chapter of this macabre theater is most solid period of our history is that under the nose and eyes of President Buhari, Boko Haram have been elevated to the level of Ijaw militants who were fighting to avenge the depollution of their environment by the oil corporations. At least we know what they were fighting for. Just as we know that IPOB is fighting for, even if we still have some flickers of hope in Nigeria. The difference with Boko Haram is that no one has explained their grievances to us. Rather, we are told and forced to treat them with the same awe and trepidation we accorded the Niger Delta militants without anyone detailing what Nigerians owe them in reality and imagination. The cheeky suggestion that the fight is against Western education is absolute hogwash, and it just won't wash. This dangerous development of political mechanization and manipulation has been festering and engendered slowly but surely and steadily by using all manner of subterfuge to catch most of us unaware. Lately, it has been taking on frightening proportion while it's still being painted as if they are minor, inconsequential skirmishes with an economic bias that we need not to pay much heed to. Thus, in Zamfara, we were told it was a fight for gold rush. In North Central, around Benue in particular, we were told it was just a clash between farmers and herdsmen. Many lives were washed and wasted, while the criminals easily bolted away like artful dodgers. The federal government showed little or no empathy, seeing near the sheer number of the dead made by intestines Spain. In the meantime, we all buried our heads in sand, telling ourselves that all of this was just confined to the north and they dare not bring their wahala down south. We should have known better. Give anybody an inch and they will take a mile. Give this lot a little and they want all, because they know that they have the full and wholehearted support of the presidency, in whose hands they are well protected. Very soon, though, from the middle belt, the insecurity navigated its way to southwards way southwards. If you thought it was a joke initially, the bandits left no one in doubt of their determination to show how ready they were to spread their campaign of hate and terror to every part of Nigeria. As terrible as the situation was, our president appeared unruffled, unfazed, even when it became apparent that our security forces were failing spectacularly and falling catastrophically in the battlefield, and as if that were being struck down by demons, President Buhari still did not bat an eyelid. Truth be told, our military has fallen on bad times, and there was nobody at the helm, no commander-in-chief to give a rallying cry to the troops and their focal points. Simply put, the leadership had gone AWOL as well. Despite the whoos and cries of generality of Nigerians, the president blatantly refused to retire or sack his service chief, who had not only outlasted their tenures, but they had also outlived their usefulness. We wondered what the unholy part was between them that made it impossible for the commander-in-chief to whip them into shape and line. Well, eventually he allowed them to go anyway. That there is some kind of unholy covenant or secret concordance between the presidency and the erstwhile service chief is giving Philip by the aberrant decision to give them a golden handshake by offering them ambassadorial postings as compensation for incredible failure. As days climbed off over to months climbed over to years, the situation deteriorated, and all we get for the unabated sorrows was the automated condolence message and futile promises that government was trying hard to fix the problems, but nothing was fixed. As we stand today, virtually all major tribes in Nigeria, minus maybe the Hausa Fulani, are clamoring for self-determination, self-governance, and in extreme cases, their own standalone nations. The Igbo people of Southeast are mostly united in their quest for Biafra country, including those who do not share the same ideology with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can't blame them. President Buhari has shown them no mercy. At every opportunity, he sends the security forces with clear mandate and directive to crush any part of perceived purported or purported rebellion, bizarre, animalistic, and reptilian names were given to various military exercises. In the last few weeks, and as recent as 2 days ago, Muslim cleric Sheikh Gume had been strolling in and out of the forest with the bandits and are comfortably talking without any fear of attack or antagonism. In fact, the visits are now televised, and many are wondering what's going on. In the same country, those who have not carried machine guns, Kalashnikovs, and other weapons have been promptly declared persona non grata and dangerous criminals and terrorists by the Inspector General of Police and the Governor of the Central Bank, whose business it has now become the police and the bank account of innocent protesters. Just imagine for a second a pastor Enoch Adejare Adeboye entering a forest to negotiate with terrorists and the uproar it would have generated worldwide. So some powerful, untouchable, inviolable Nigerians actually know the location of these guys, and the security forces also know the forest they reside in, have been wondering what happened in our air force, meaning it is not that our own hawks can no longer capture chickens, but some powerful people in government are not allowing them to swing into action. It is well. Can Shehu Gome do us a big favor, please? Sir, help us find out what would appease their bandits and terrorists so that we can get this sacrifice ready for the gods with the feet of clay. It is well, Lord. He now went further to say, dear, oh my God, this is that's what going to wrap it up. He said quite a lot, and I'm feeling wonderful.